I'm Van Overbay, creator of History and Action Games and the designer of the game SeaRovers. In this video, I'm going to take you through a complete playthrough of Blackbeard's challenge. Now, that's one of the solo scenarios I've built into the game, and it's really tough. I haven't beat it yet, but I know it is doable. So first off, I'll show you the game board and show you how it's laid out. Then I'll show you how the cards are set up for the solo game, and we'll jump in and start playing. This should be a fun ride, so let's go. Alright, I got everything set up here to play Blackbeard's challenge. I'll show you a little bit around the game board, and up here in the upper left hand corner, this is Blackbeard's last fight track, and it tracks the 12 turns of the game. Now we use this in the solo game and the multiplayer, so we'll start the marker on 1. And right here, this is the draw pile. We're using 92 cards out of 160 that come with the game. So we're using the cards that represent the golden age of pirates. That's all the black attacks on the board. We're using all the blue havens, and I've taken all the buccaneer stuff out of the deck. Now this is the draw pile for the attack cards. We've got our community attack row over here. This is 4 attack cards that we can build another pirate vessel and go after. Now down here we've got our 5 attacks that are Blackbeard's attacks, and I'll show you those in just a moment. Now right here we've got the chart that we use for the winds that are south of the Tropic of Cancer, and the winds south tend to be westerly. Now up here we've got the chart we use for winds north of the Tropic of Cancer, and those tend to be easterly. And then over here we've got the hurricane chart we use for the hurricane movement, and we'll start the hurricane on turn 1 on the hurricane track. Now over here, this is our attack row. So we've got 5 attack cards, and these are Blackbeard's historic attacks. We've got P7, which is Blackbeard off Bermuda up here. We've got P12, which is Cruising Crab Island. We got Burning Protestant Caesar, which is over here in the Gulf of Honduras. We've got the Capture of the Concord, which is way down here in the corner. Then we've got the Blockade of Charleston, and that's P3. And that's the strongest. I've got them set up in the order of their strength. This is 3 die, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's kind of the order that we're going to try to go after them. So with Blackbeard, we've got Blackbeard set up on a sloop, 4-pounders, and a crew to start the game, and he can either start at New Providence, which is right here, or he can start at Ocracoke. Now we'll be able to change our haven, so my plan is to go ahead and start at New Providence. We're going to try to head out here, hit P7, and come down and loop all the way around the board, back up and hit the strongest attack last, P3, and then try to make it back to Ocracoke if we can get that haven. So that's the plan. And everything looks good. The cards are set up really good right now. Now up here we have the purchase row. Now these 3 cards, at the start of our turn, we can either draw a card or we can purchase one of these cards. And so, as I was saying, everything looks set up really good. I'm going to show you our hand. I've dealt our hand of 8 cards to start the game, and we've got some great cards here. So we've got Queen Anne's Revenge right off the deal, and that's great. So we'll be using that. We've got Political Favor, which is a great card. We've got a couple of really good instant cards, Letter of Marque. We've got the Mermaids, which we'll need to get rid of that. We've got the Ranger, Brigantine. We got Boarding Party, and we got a Master Mariner's Crew. So we've got a really good hand to start the game with. And the way the purchase row is set up, that's actually really good for us too, because it's got 2 powerful wild cards in it. And so as long as they're up there, that means they won't go into our hand, so we won't have to worry about them. If they're in our hand, we have to play the wild cards on Blackbeard. So because they're up here, those we'll be able to get rid of. And we've got Roatan, and that's a great haven, so we'll be able to pick that up. So first off, we'll finish getting everything set to start the turn. So we've got our turn marker on 1, got the hurricane on 1. So first I'm going to go ahead and roll for the winds south of the Tropic of Cancer. And we get an 8, and we look at the chart, that's going to be medium winds west. So we'll put the markers out there. And we'll roll for the wind north, and we get 12. That's awesome. That is really good. That's northeast strong, and that's great because we're going to be heading east from New Providence toward P7, so that's going to be fantastic. Alright, now last I'm going to go ahead and roll for the hurricane. And it starts on the hurricane track on number 1, which is 1 die. So if we roll a 6, it comes out. And it doesn't come out. So we're good with that. Now we're going to start the game with 12 pieces of 8. And as we complete attacks and bring pieces of 8 to a haven, we can build that supply. So we do need to build that up. I can use Blackbeard, and I can also use other pirates that I can build. And we can have up to 3 vessels. So to start my turn, I'm going to either draw a card or purchase a card. And I'm going to leave that purchase row as it is, because we can pick up Roatan later. And I'm just going to draw a card off the top of the draw pile, because that doesn't cost us anything. Alright, and we get a 3-mast ship. It's not too bad. So let's start our turn by go ahead and upgrading Blackbeard here something. So we're going to bring out the warship. Now we can just move this sloop over to another slot and leave it on the board. So now to bring that warship out, we have to pay the 5, the cost of 5. So pay that real quick. Let's see, that's 5. Okay, and now we've also got the Master Mariner's crew. So I'm going to bring it out and put it on Blackbeard's ship and just move this crew over to the sloop. Now that crew costs us 2 pieces of 8 to bring out. Alright, so we'll spend 2 there. Now let's check our cards. I'd really like to upgrade his guns, and we don't have an opportunity to yet, but hopefully before too long. But we're going to use this political favor card. This is a great card. Blackbeard shared his booty with Governor Eden of Bathtown in exchange for safe haven and a market to sell his pirated plunder. So this pays any vessel's move cost. So we're going to play that. And that's going to pay to set sail with Blackbeard and the warships. We would have to pay this 5 normally, but with that card it pays for it. So we turn that sideways to show it's at sea and set sail. And we'll put the number 1 marker on Blackbeard there. And I'm going to use the black ship for Blackbeard, put him on New Providence. So now we can move with Blackbeard, because that pays for the move also. And as I said, we're going to head out to P7. So I know we're going to be heading due east. And we'll go ahead and put that on our captain's logbook here. This kind of helps you keep track of everything. And we'll check the Volvel. So now this we use to get the wind modifier. So first we got to look at the wind direction. That's northeast. Then Blackbeard's course direction is going to be east, and we're in a warship. So we bring the warship around, and this is strong winds, so it's +8. As I said, that's awesome. So we're going to get 8 on our wind modifier. Now our vessel's base move is 4, so we put that. And because we've got Blackbeard with Queen Anne's Revenge, he gets a +1 on his move. That's the historical vessel bonus, so we'll always get that +1 right there. At last, we go ahead and we roll our nautical skill. So each time you move, this is to see how well the captain does handling the wind during the journey. So we roll. Blackbeard's nautical skill is 4, and strong winds, you can see up here, just like it is down here, you've got 3 dice. So we're going to roll his nautical skill versus 3 die. If we win, it's +1. If it's a tie, it's 0. If we lose, it's -1. Alright. Now, I shorted myself and didn't roll the last die, so I'm going to roll it. Alright, now we're losing right now. It's 6-5. Now I do have the Master Mariners on board. That lets me re-roll 1 die that shows a 1 from any nautical skill or nautical save roll. So I get to re-roll one of the 1s, or the only one. So if we get a 6, the best we can do is tie, so we lost. That's alright though. Still a pretty big move. So we're going to be moving a total of 12. We got 12 move points. Alright, so let's start heading out. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. Now each space you move costs 1 move point, and then each turn you make costs 1 move point. So each hex facet, 60-degree turn costs 1 move point. We didn't have to turn that time, so we're alright. Now let's see, we've still got 5 pieces of 8 to spend, so let's see what we can do with that. Let's go ahead and bring out this brigantine. Let's see. Yeah, let's bring out the Ranger. So I'm going to put it on the table. That cost me 3. And now I've got 2 pieces of 8 left. So I did that on purpose because I can discard. You always have to discard 1 card, but you can pay 2 pieces of 8 and discard an extra card. You have that option if you have it, the money to spend it. So I'm going to spend the extra and discard the mermaids. Now this is a good card in a multiplayer game, but in a solo game it can kind of stymie you a little bit, negates any history card. So you have to play that on yourself if it's in your hand. So we're going to discard those 2. And that leaves us with 3 cards, so we're going to draw 5 to fill our hand back to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Now I got some good cards, and I got 1 wild card, but this is a great one. Jean Lafitte. Move any vessel again for no cost. That's going to come in handy. We got the fire ship. Evade any wild card combat. But we have the mutiny. Now we'll have to play that if we're in the situation. That plays on any captain not at sea. So right now Blackbeard's at sea, so we don't have to worry. We've got Treasure Island. This is fantastic. +1 to any pirate vessel's move. And we got Petit Goab, the Haven. So now that finishes turn 1. So I'll get everything set up here for turn 2. First of all, we'll go ahead and move that to the turn tracker to turn 2. And we'll roll for our wind down here south. And that's a 10, so that's going to be strong winds. And we roll the die. So let's put the strong up there. And westerly. Now we need to roll for the winds north. And we get a 7, which is going to be medium winds. And we roll the die. So, let's see if we can get some decent winds up here still. West. That's not too bad with where he's at. Southwest would have been really bad. I think we can make it to B7 with west winds. Alright, now last we move the hurricane to 2. And we're going to roll the 2 dice. And no 6, so still no hurricane. Alright, now to start our turn off, again we get to draw a card or purchase 1. We recycle our pieces of 8, and we're still working with 12. And as I said, we need to build that up some, so hopefully I'll be able to do that here in a turn or 2. Alright. So let's draw a card. And as I said, I've got Roatan up there, and I want to pick it up soon. But I still don't have to get it yet, so I'm going to draw a card here. See what we get. Alright, that's a good one too. We got the Jolly Roger. It's +1 to any attack roll. So that's a good card. So right now everything's going good. So let's get on the move here and see what we can do with Blackbeard. And as I said, we're heading to P7. And we know we've got a vessel's base move of 4. And he gets the bonus of 1 for the historical vessel. And we're heading northeast. And we'll check our wind modifier. So we got winds are westerly this time. So we come around to west, a warship, and we're heading northeast. And it's medium winds, so that's going to be -2. Now the nautical skill is going to be important here because I think that's going to make the difference whether we can make it to P7 or not. So he's rolling 4 die versus 2 for the medium winds. And we need this one. And we got a 5, so we won that. So that's going to give him a total of 6 minus 2 is 4. Alright. And we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to P7. That's fantastic. All right, so we're going to attempt to complete P7, and this is Blackbeard off Bermuda. You can check that out. That's a 3-die attack. If we're successful, we get 2 pieces of 8, and we can upgrade to a brigantine if we wanted to, but we're good with the warship, so we'll keep that. Now, we're going to roll. Blackbeard's total strength is 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 3 for the attack. So I'm rolling black for Blackbeard. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 for the attack. And now I'll show you another handy tool that's on the Volvel. It's double-sided. So on the opposite side, we've got all the odds for the different combat, all the way up to 10 dice. And it's good also for the nautical skill or whatever. So we can look up like 7 dice for Blackbeard versus 3 dice for the attack. And we got a 78.8% chance to win, 19.62 to lose, and a 1.58 to tie. Those can come in handy sometimes. There's some interesting curves, especially when you get down to lower dice. All right, now we lost that round. They got a 6 and our highest is a 5, so that is not good. But we lost by 1 die because the next highest is a 5. So what we have to do is we lose our crew. Now I'm going to double check our cards and see if I've got anything, because an instant we could play. Now we do have the boarding party, which allows us to re-roll 1 die that shows a 1 from any attack roll. So I think we would have to get a 6. And that card could come in handy later, but let's just go ahead and use it. So we're going to play this instant boarding party and re-roll the 1. So I need a 6. And we get a 5. Alright, so now since he lost by 1 die, Blackbeard has to lose the crew card. If we'd lost by 2 die, we would have to lose the guns. And right now it's alright. But that drops us down to 6 dice. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it again. And now it's 6 versus 3. So we really need to win this time. Alright, we got a 5 to their 4, so we did. We won that one. Okay, so we completed P7. Now we put a gold doubloon on it. And we're going to put 2 pieces of 8 on Blackbeard's vessel. And then we're not going to upgrade to a brigantine, so we're not going to worry about that. But now, because Blackbeard completed the attack, and it's one of his historic attacks, one of these coordinates, and this is the same in a multiplayer game, he gets to move again, but he has to be able to pay the cost. So first I should have paid the first round, the 5. Okay, now I'm going to pay 5 again and move the second time. Now this time we're heading down to P12. So now the good thing about that is the bonus on it's a crew. So I'll be able to upgrade his crew again if we can complete that attack. So let's go ahead and get moving down to P12. So this time our course direction is going to be southwest. Vessels 4, 1. Alright. Now let's check the wind modifier. So we've got west winds. And as I said, we're going southwest. Medium. So that's going to give us a +5. That's great. And we'll check the nautical skill. That's 4 versus 2. And we got a 6, so we got that. So that's going to give us a total of 11. That's a great move. It's going to put us down in the south winds for the next turn. So we're heading to P12, so let's go, and we've got 11, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, turn 9, 10, 11. Alright. So that finishes Blackbeard's move. Now we got 2 pieces of 8 left. So we'll finish this turn off. Now, something else I've got is and I'm going to go ahead and use it. On that turn, I've got the Treasure Island card, which is +1 die to any pirate vessel's move. So I'm going to play that and add that to that move. And if we're lucky here, we might just make it P12. We got 2. So that would be 1, and then we'd have to turn, so we're still not there yet. Now I do have another history card, Jean Lafitte. Move any vessel again for no cost, but I'm not going to use it right now. I just think it's too valuable and can move us too far at a later point. So I'm going to save that, and we'll just end our turn there. So let's get a discard here. I'm going to discard the Mutiny, so we don't have to worry about it. And I'll pay the 2 extra, and I'm going to discard. Let's keep Anne Bonny. I'm going to keep her and discard Petit Goab. Alright. Now that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, so I'm going to draw 3 to fill our hand back to 8. 1, 2, 3. Alright, now we got 6 pounders. It's a pretty good card. Now we did get Walk the Plank. Plays on any pirate crew at sea. Captain save versus 3 dice. So we would have to play that on our crew if we're able to upgrade it. And we got Black Bart Roberts. So, and that's going to finish turn 2. So now I'll get everything set up for turn 3. We'll move that to 3. We'll move our Hurricane to 3. And let's roll for our winds down here south. And we get an 8, so that's going to be west, medium. And then roll for our winds north. We get a 9, that's going to be northeast, medium. Alright, so there's that. Now let's roll for the Hurricane. And Blackbeard's down there in dangerous territory with the Hurricane, so let's see what happens here. Still no Hurricane, so we're safe right now. Alright, so now to start this turn, we'll draw a card. And let's see. We've still got Roatan up there, and that's good. I'm going to go ahead and draw one from the top of the draw pile. And we get another 6 pounders. That's alright. So let's start by moving Blackbeard. And he's just 1 space away, so we know he's going to we'll have no problem making it. So that's going to cost us 5 pieces of 8 for the move. And now we can attempt to complete P12. Now that's a 4 die attack. Right now we still don't have, let's see, I've got the Jolly Roger, which will add 1 die to any attack roll. So I can play that if I want. I really kind of want to hang on to it though, because when we get to P3, that's 7 dice, and that's tough even when he's at 9 dice, so it's good to have a bonus card, and that's one of the ones. So we're going 6 dice versus 4, and boy, we don't have anything extra on board, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. So that's going to give us a total of 7 dice versus 4. Alright, we need this roll. Let me go ahead and put him where he's supposed to be here. Alright. And we won. We got 5s, and the highest they got was a 3. So that's great. So now we put a doubloon on P12, and we get 3 more pieces of 8 on Blackbeard's ship. We really need to get some of this home at some point. Now let's see. Now also, the bonus on this was a crew. So if I've got a crew card, either out here on the board, or if there's even one up in the purchase row, or in my hand, I can upgrade the vessel, and I don't even have to pay for it. So that's one of the bonuses. So now I've got Anne Bonny, so let's go ahead and put her on board. So I'd really like to get the marksman with muskets, because that helps us when we're completing an attack. But and Bonnie will work there. Okay, but that brings us up back up to 7 die now, so that's good. And now let's see, we've still got some pieces of 8 to spin, so I'm going to go ahead. Oh, we get to move again with Blackbeard after completing that attack, so let's get that going. We've got, that's going to cost 5, so again there goes 5, and now we're heading to P18. Now this is the capture of the Concord. That's 6 dice. That's going to be tough, but we got to go for it. So let's see, we're going to be heading southeast. We got 4, 1. So let's check our wind. So we got northeast winds, and we're heading in a warship southeast. And the winds are medium, so it's going to be -2. Alright, now we've got our nautical skill modifier. I really need to get in and out of P18 because that hurricane is going to come out, I'm afraid. So let's see. We're going 4 against 2 with the nautical skill. And we lost that. So that's a -1. So that's only going to give us a movement at 2. So let's go 1, 2. Now I do have Jean Lafitte, move any vessel again for no cost. And with where we're at, I'm trying to see if I think we can make it. I know what the winds are like. If we go east and cut down, I think we can make it. So let's try it. We're going to play Jean Lafitte, and that costs us nothing to move for this time, so we're going to get to move again. And this time I'm heading east. I think we're going to get a better wind modifier, and I bet we'll make it. So that's 4, 1. So let's see if we're heading. We got northeast, and we're heading east in a warship with medium winds. That's going to give us +5. Well, I probably could have done that last turn, but I should have checked. You can check the wind. You can always change your course as long as you do it before you roll the wind, the nautical skill. Once you roll that nautical skill, you're locked into that course direction, which means the first space you move has to be in your declared course direction. So let's roll the wind here. That's going to be 4 versus 2. Well, we know we're going to make it, I think. Yeah, that's +1. So that's going to give me a total of 11. Now we'll do some maneuvering here. We're going to go east. 1, 2, 3 for the turn. 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we're on P18 now. We're doing pretty good to be on turn 3. I would like to be a little stronger. Not having more powerful guns is hurting us. But we're going to attempt it. Let's go for it. So this is a 6 die attack, and we are 7. Alright, so we're rolling 7 dice versus 6. This is a big roll. We need this one. I don't have anything to boost. Wish I did. Alright, let's go for it. Ah, we got it. 2 6s. Fantastic. Alright, so we get another gold doubloon. Now, let's see. A warship can handle up to 10 pieces of 8. So we get 3 more for this one attack. So we're still good on that. Whoa. Now, let's see. We got 2 pieces of 8 left, so we'll finish up the turn. We need to discard that walk the plank, and I'll pay 2 extra and discard the 6 powders. And we'll draw 4 cards. We got 4-pounders, Edward Lowe. There's the 12-pounders. We need that. Oh, I put that on the wrong. And we actually get 5 instead of 3 for that. So let's see. Alright, so we're maxed out now. But that's okay. We can still complete attacks. We just can't carry any more pieces of bait on board. So, but back to our cards. So we got 4-pounders, Edward Lowe, 12-pounders, which would come in real handy. And we can upgrade our guns on the next attack I'm going to try to get. And we got the marksman with muskets. Alright, so we're doing pretty good. That's a great card. Okay, so we'll get everything set here for turn 4. I'm going to move that marker up, and we'll move the hurricane marker. And that's going to be, this is where it's going to get really, really hairy down there, because we're rolling 4 die now for that hurricane, and it could come out right on top of us. Yeah, and see, I can't move. After completing that attack, you know, we could move again, but we'd have to be able to pay for it, and we're out of piece of bait, so we couldn't attempt that. So let's see what happens with the hurricane this time. First, we're going to roll the wind down here. Alright, 4 is going to give us west winds, light, which is not too bad from where we're at. We'll roll for the wind north. That's going to be a 5, so that's northeast light winds. And now let's roll for that hurricane. That's 4 dice now. Still no hurricane. Fantastic. Whew. Okay. Now we'll start the turn by moving Blackbeard. Or drawing a card. Let's do that first, and then we'll get moving here. Alright, now Roatan, we're going to need that pretty soon. Still not for a turn or so, though. So I'm going to draw a card here. And we'll get another crew card. Alright, so let's start heading out with Blackbeard. Now, we're going to head due, let's see, with the winds west. Let's check. I'm going to do a quick check and see where we're going to get the best modifier. If we can get, because we can either go west or we can go northwest or southwest. So let's see what we got here. With light winds, west is going to give us +1, northwest is +2. We have to make a turn either way. So we'll go ahead, let's just go northwest. So west and northwest, again, that's going to give us a +2. Alright, let's roll our nautical skill. And that's going to be 4 versus 1. We got that. So let's see here. That's going to give us a total of 8. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I'm glad to get moving away from that hurricane. Alright. So let's see what else we can build here. We can let's put a crew down for 1. We're doing pretty good, and I'm not going to worry about and drag it out by building another vessel and getting out there, because we'll have that money for Blackbeard, so I think we're going to be alright. So, but that's going to cost us 3. Let's see, we paid 5 to move Blackbeard. 3. And let's see, let's put some 6-pounders on there. Cost us 2. And then now we're going to discard, and I'm going to discard the 4-pounders. I think we're going to keep everything else. So now we're going to draw 3 cards. We got Master Mariners. We got Edward England. And we got Howell Davis. Alright, so that's going to finish turn 4. Now we'll get everything set up for turn 5 here. Move the marker to 5. Move the hurricane to 5. And the hurricane stays at 5 now till it comes out. So, and we'll go ahead and roll the winds south. We need some good winds here, man. That could really, Blackbeard, my next stop is way over here at P14. So we've got a long way to move, and depending on the wind, that could take 2 or 3 turns. A really good wind would help us a lot here. Whoop, I'm going to re-roll that. Too many dice. Alright, we get a 6. So that's going to be medium winds, and we roll the die. So we need something westerly. And we get southwest. That's not too bad. Okay, now the wind's north. And we get a 4. So that's going to be east light. Now let's roll for the hurricane, and that's 5 dice. We're almost out of its path of effect far enough, but it could still get to me this turn. And it's going to come out. So we got a 6. So now we're going to roll 1 die 6, and it's going to come out on one of these spaces numbered 1 through 6. So let's see where it comes out. And it comes out on 2. That's good for us. Now we roll 1 die for the direction that it moves. It's going to move west. And it's going to move 6 spaces. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we're safely away from it right now. Okay, so let's keep going with Blackbeard. And we're heading west. So we're going to pay our 5. And let's see, vessel space move is 4. Got our +1. Let's check our wind. So our wind's east. We're going to warship. I'm sorry, the wind's southwest. I was looking at the north winds. So we're southwest. And we're heading east. And a warship heading west. Okay, with medium winds. So that's +5. Great. Let's check our nautical skill. That's going to be 4 versus 2. And we got that. So that's going to give us a total of 11. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright. So let's see what we got here. As I said, you know, I could go ahead and set sail with another vessel and do stuff and try to get more piece of 8, but we're doing pretty good right now, and I know I've got enough piece of 8, and I'm going to be cashing this in probably on the next turn or right after that. So I'm not going to prolong the game by doing that. I'm going to go ahead and discard, and we'll just keep moving along here. I can build a little bit, which will help get some cards out of my hand. So we're going to bring Black Bart Roberts out there, and let's see, he costs 3. Now I'm going to go ahead and discard and pay 2 to discard an extra one, and that's going to leave me drawing 3 cards. Alright, we get a sloop, which is actually the buck, and we get 8-pounders, and we've got Calico Jack, and that's going to finish turn 5. Now this over here, this is actually the start player marker. So when you're playing a multiplayer game, the start player gets this, and it shows that the turn direction, the first 6 turns go around the table this way, but then when you get to turn 7, the last half of the game reverses direction, just the turn order. But that's the start player marker. Now let's see, so we're going to move to turn 6. And the hurricane's already on the board. So let's go ahead and roll for our winds south here. We're going to get a 7, which is medium, and re-roll. And they're east now. And that's right in our face. So, but we can move. We're going to be heading northwest, so it'll be a negative, but at least we can still be moving along. Now let's hit our winds north. That's a 6, so that's going to be medium winds, and we roll the die. And they're east. Now roll for the hurricane. This is for the direction. If we look at the chart, it's going to move west. 6 spaces again. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the hurricane can move across the dots. Any space that has the white dot are land spaces or spaces where you can't sail, like the Grand Banks, but the hurricane can move across it. Alright, so let's get rolling with Blackbeard, but we'll draw a card first. So let's see. I think we'll go ahead and just draw one. I'm going to go ahead and buy a Roatan. Let's go ahead and get that. So that cost me 2. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to spend 3 to bring it out of my hand now and change your haven. So now we got Roatan out there. Alright, now we're going to move with Blackbeard, which is going to cost us 5. And as I said, we're going to be heading northwest. We're probably not going to get too far with those winds. Let's see what we got. Medium winds east, and our warship trying to go northwest. It's going to be -2. Now let's check our nautical skill, which is going to be 4 versus 2. And we lost that. So that's a -1. So we got a movement of 2 this turn. Not very good. But let's hope for better next turn, and hopefully that hurricane's not going to catch us. So there's 2. Alright, we got 2 pieces of 8 left. So we'll discard a couple of cards here. And we'll go ahead and get rid of Calico Jack. So let's see, that's going to leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cards. So we're going to draw 2. And we get the broadside. That's a great instant card that'll help us on an attack. And we got Tortuga, another haven. So now to finish the turn, we're going to put a new card up here in the purchase, and it's another wild card. So that's good. That keeps them, as I said, we don't have to worry about those coming out into our hand. Now let's see. So let's roll for, let's get the marker moved to turn 7. And we'll roll for our winds south. We get a 9, which is northwest. We needed that. And they're medium, so that's good. Now winds north. It's a 6, so that's going to be medium, and we roll the die. And that's southeast. Now let's roll for the hurricane. 3 for the direction. It's going to be moving west still. And 6 spaces again. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the hurricane affects anything within 2 hexes of it. So as long as I can stay 2 hexes away from it, I'm alright. But now I'm liable to get down in here and it just cornered me. So we're going to have to see what happens. But so far things are going pretty good. Except for the hurricane now. It's like it's tracking me this whole across the board. So let's start our turn. We'll start by drawing a card. And we got Mary Reed. Okay. So let's begin by moving Blackbeard. That's going to cost us 5. Let's see, we're still, let's see. with the winds heading northwest, we're going to keep going northwest. Let's see what we get here. We should have a good move here. We should be able to get to Roatan and cash all this silver in. It's just if we can get out of the way of that hurricane. Okay, so let's check our wind. We've got northwest, and we're in a warship heading northwest with medium winds. That's going to give us a +4. And we'll check our nautical skill. That's 4 versus 2. And we got 2 4s versus their 2 4s, so that's a tie. So that's 0. So we got a move of 9. So let's see what we got here. We're going to go 1, turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I almost wish we could almost make it P14, but we made it to the haven. So now we can cash all this in. So now we got plenty of pieces of 8. And I can also upgrade anything on my vessel. So let's see what we've got here. I've got some 8-pound, I've got 12 pounders that we're going to put on board. Now I have to pay for it, but that costs 3. And then we're just going to put we'll move these 4 pounders over here to the sloop. And let's see what all we got here with Blackbeard. We got, who's our crew member? We've got Ann Bonnie on board. Let's see what other crew. I'm going to change her out for the marksman with muskets. That's going to cost us 2, but that's a great card. So let's see. I'm just going to put her in the discard pile. Alright, now we got Blackbeard built up there good. He's 9 dice now with the marksman with muskets. That's about as good as it gets. So we're in good shape there. Alright. And now since we went to a haven and cashed silver in, we can move again. We just have to pay for it. So Blackbeard's going to pay 5. And we're going to move again. We're going to be moving to P14, so we know we're going to make it with northwest winds. We don't even have to roll. So now we're attempting P14. That's Burning Protestant Caesar. That's a 5 dice attack, and we're going to get 3 pieces of 8 or be able to upgrade our guns. So let's just go for the attack. And we are 9 dice now versus 5. And we get a reroll with those marksmen with muskets. So that's a reroll of a 1. So we should be doing pretty good here. 5. All right. Well, we didn't make it. Gosh, look at that. They got 3 5s, and we got 1 5 out of all those dice. And I didn't even get a single 1 to be able to do a reroll. So, and looking at that, what happened, I actually lost by 2 dice. Let's see. We lost by the 5s. And then the next highest, he's got 2 5s. So I lost by 2 dice or more. It means I have to lose the guns. Alright, that was a rough hit. Now the good thing is we're on an attack that the bonus is guns, so I can put more guns back on board, but we've got to knock this attack out. So now we're down to 6 dice, and I do have the broadsides, so I don't think it would have helped us that last turn, but if I need it, we'll play it this time, and that'll add +1 to the roll. So we're going to go 6 dice versus 5, and we get to add 1 with the instant if we need it. Alright, now I got 6. 6 is canceled. 5s. Then his next highest is a 5, and mine's a 4. Alright, so what I've got to do, I need to roll and get at least, the only way I can win is a 6. If I get a 5, then that's going to be a tie. So a 5 will tie, a 6 will win, anything else is a loss. So we're going to play this and add 1 die. Well, first let's re-roll the 1 for the crew. Let's do that first, and then I'll play this. So let's see what we get with this re-roll. Alright, there's our 5. So now it's 5s, then 4s, and now 2s. Okay, so we're tied up right now completely. Now, I can play this and roll again, and let's see what we get. If we get a 3 or higher, we'll win. So let's play this. And now, if I roll a 3 or higher, alright, I got a 4. So we won. That was a rough one, but we got it. So that completes Burning Protestant Caesar. And now, as I said, the guns are a bonus, so now we can boost Blackbeard's guns back up. We don't have 12-pounders, but I do have 8-pounders in my hand. And we don't have to pay for it since it's a bonus. And we're going to get the guns, and we get 3 pieces of 8. Now Blackbeard gets to move again, but since he completed an attack, that's on his attack row, and this comes in handy down here. So what we're going to do is head right back to Roatan, and that's only 2 spaces away, and with the wind we won't even have to roll. So we're going to do that. That's going to cost me 5 to move. Okay, so now we're back at Roatan. We cash this silver in. Now we don't have anything else that we can upgrade, so let's see. We're good with the crew, but since we cashed in silver, we can move again as long as I've got the money to pay for it. So I do. I've got 5 pieces of 8 left, so we can move one last time. Alright, so our last move here, we're going to be, now we're heading towards P3 now, so we're going to be heading up this way. We've still got that hurricane, but we're going to go ahead and just head northeast. And let's see what we get here. We got 4, 1. Now let's check our wind modifier. Winds are northwest, and we're heading northeast. Medium +5, great. Now we'll check our nautical skill. That's going to be 4 versus 2. And alright, we got the nautical skill bonus. So that's going to give us a total move of 10. So we're going to make a straight shot up through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, turn, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Still dangerously close to that hurricane. Now, I'm gonna count this one more time. Maybe I might just move. Let's see if I can get. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we have 11. Alright. We would have to turn, so we'll just stay right there. Alright. Now we're going to discard. And let's see. I'm going to hang on to Tortuga right now because that's the closest haven up there. Now hopefully I'm going to get Ocracoke, but if I don't, we're going to try to make it to Tortuga. And we're going to discard Mary Reed and draw 4 cards. And that's 1, 2 sloops. Now we got Captain Kidd, which is a reroll on a nautical save. And we got Blackbeard's Challenge. So we are going to have to deal with that, play that card. But I have a card that will negate that, so we're in good shape. We got plenty of silver. We're going to recycle all that for this next turn. And we'll get everything set up for turn 8. So we're going to move the marker. Let's roll for our wind south. That hurricane's going to be it's still giving me anxiety after all these turns. Alright, and our winds south are going to be westerly, medium. Now the north winds are where we're at now. Let's see. Now let's roll for our winds north. We need some good wind here because let's see what happens. We got medium winds and we roll the die. Let's do something good. Come on. West. It could be better. Alright, so now we roll for the hurricane. The 1's for the direction. A 3 means it's going to move west. That's good. And 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so no hurricane problems. Okay, so let's get set up here. Let's see if we can win the game. We're getting close. Alright, now first off, we get to draw a card. Now, this turn, I'm going to go ahead and pay 6 pieces of 8 and flush out all the purchase row. I've got plenty of silver, so we're going to spend 6 and go ahead and do that, because I'd really like to see one of those other havens come up. Those. We could also use 12 pounders and upgrade our vessel, because that next attack's a biggie. Alright. So nothing all that good there, so we're just going to draw the top card here. And we got Port Royal as the haven. It doesn't really help us too much. Alright, so let's get moving with Blackbeard. We're going to be moving, let's see, northeast. Now the wind, we're probably going to get a negative here, because the wind's west. But we pretty much got to go northeast. And they're medium, so yeah, -2. Well, let's check our nautical skill. That's going to be 4 versus 2. And we got that, so that's going to be +1. That's going to give us a total move of 4. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and we'd have to turn, so we're right there at 4. Alright. And we pay our 5 for the move. And we'll just see. I'm just going to pretty much finish up the turn here. Like I said, we could be doing a lot of other stuff with these pirates, but our main concern is Blackbeard and getting this stuff knocked out. So let's go ahead and see what we do. Have Blackbeard's Challenge here, and as I said, we do have to deal with that. So that plays on. I'll show you. That plays on any pirate vessel at sea. Captain save versus 3 dice, or can't move for 1 turn. So we got to play that, and we have to pay the 4. But luckily, we've got the instant card that is Letter of Marque. So we've got the Letter of Marque in our hand, which negates any wild card. So we're going to play that and negate that card. We still have to pay for it though. And I don't mind, we could have rolled for it and just see if we won, but I need to get rid of cards right now because I'm wanting that other haven to come up. So we're going to knock out some stuff here. We're going to change our haven from Roatan to Port Royal. Costs us 2. And we're going to ditch Port Royal right back off. And we're going to put Tortuga out for 3. So that's 3. Now we're going to discard. Let's see. I think what we'll do, let's go ahead and upgrade this crew to Master Mariners for 2. And let's see. Now we've got 3 pieces of 8 left. So I'm going to discard that sloop and pay 2 to discard that one. That leaves us with 2 cards. So I'm going to draw 6. And we got Henry Jennings, Bennett's Key, Blackbeard's Last Fight. That's a good card. 8-pounders. The Royal Fortune. Fantastic. And I think we get one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Still not the haven I'm after though. And a crew card. Alright, so that finishes turn 8. So let's get set up for turn 9. Everything's looking really good this game. Okay, so we can move to turn 9, and let's go ahead and roll our winds south. We get a 9, so that's going to be, let's see, northwest, medium. Now let's roll for our winds north. We need some good winds up here to get us up in there to P3. So there's 8. That's east, medium. And that's still not that great for us. At least we got a few turns left. So let's roll the hurricane. And it's going to be moving northwest, 1 space. Alright, so now let's get our cards set for this turn. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to pay 6. And we're going to flush out the purchase row up here. There's 1. Brigantine, Steed Bonnet, and 12-pounders. That's nice. So let's go ahead and take the 12-pounders. Well, shoot. I still want that haven. So with the turns left, let's just go ahead. I'm going to take 1 from here. And we get Davy Jones' Locker. Negates any instant card. Alright. Well, we'll start our turn off. Let's go ahead and move Blackbeard for 5. And we're heading with east winds, and well, I've got to move around that island, so we're going to have to be going northwest. And our 4, and 1. So the wind's east, and we're heading northwest. And they're medium, so it's -2 again. Now we got to check our nautical skill, and that's 4 versus 2. And we got that. So that's going to give us a total move. Let's see, 6 is 4. All right. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting closer. All right. So let's get some cards out of our hand here. And let's see. We've got a warship, 8-pounders and a crew, and Henry Jennings. Now this whole, that's all going to cost us, let's see, 7, 8, that's going to cost me 10 piece of 8, and I'm just going to completely ditch this. You can just put that on the discard pile. I'll bring all this out, and that cost me 10. So let's go 5 and 5 more. Okay, now we're going to discard. So I'm going to discard, let's discard Bennett's Key, and I'll pay 2 more and discard Davy Jones Locker. That's a good card in a multiplayer game, but it will negate one of the good instants if it's in my hand in a solo game. So we're going to get rid of it. And we're going to draw 5 cards back to 8. So we've got the Widow, we've got Charles Vane, 8-pounders, a Crew, and George Lothar. Alright. So let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So that's going to finish turn 9. Alright, let's get everything set here for turn 10. So we're going to move Blackbeard's Last Fight track to 10. Getting close up there. Now we got to roll the wind down here south. We get a 7, so that's going to be medium, and we roll the die. And east. Now let's check our north winds. And we get a 10. So that's going to be strong, and we roll the die. Now that could be good or really bad, depending on which direction they are. And we get southeast. So that is not going to hurt us too bad, and it's actually going to be, that might help us pretty good. Okay. Let's roll for the hurricane. It's going to be moving northwest 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Looks like it's heading for the coast of Alabama. Alright. Now, to start our turn, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to change out all those cards up there. So that costs us 6. Black Sam Bellamy, William Dampier, and there's Ocracoke. That's what I've been waiting on. Alright, so we're going to take Ocracoke, and we're going to pay the 2 to bring it out of our hand and put it in place of Tortuga here. Alright, so now we've got Ocracoke and Blackbeard's Blockade. So first thing, let's go ahead and move and head on up to P3. I don't think it's going to be any problem making it, because I'm with the southeast, and see, I'm going to head east and then cut back right back into the coast. So our vessel is 4, 1. Let's check that nautical or the wind modifier, but it should be good. So we've got southeast winds. We're heading east in the warship, and they're strong. So see, that's going to give me +8. So basically we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we make it no problem. Alright, now this is big. This is P7. This is our last attack. It's 7 dice, and right now we're 8 dice. I wish we could upgrade our guns, but we can't unless we were to hit a haven, and we've got Ocracoke up there, but I don't have 12 pounders available. So basically what I'm saying, we could have went to Ocracoke. Well, we don't have any silver aboard, so we wouldn't get to move again anyway. Alright, so we're good. Let's go after P7. We're just going to have to go for it, and we are, as I said, we're 8 dice versus 7. So let's check our odds here, because this is coming down to the end of the game, and we're 8 versus 7. So let's check that out. So we got 56.39% chance to win. Now we do have a re-roll on a 1. So let's see. There's a 7. All right, here we go. All right, we got it. We got a 6, and their highest is a 5. Fantastic. So we complete P3. Blackbeard gets 4 pieces of 8 on board. And now we do get to move again. And all we got to do is make it to Ocracoke. So we're going to head right back out east. We know we're going to get, pretty sure it was a +8. Yep. And we don't even have to roll our nautical skill, I don't think. Let's see how many spaces we got to go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blackbeard's in Ocracoke. So we put the pieces of 8 in, and that's the game. So we just beat Blackbeard's challenge. Now that was fantastic. That worked great. All right, well that was Blackbeard's challenge, and I'm glad I finally beat it. That was fantastic. So now I beat it on turn 10, and Blackbeard had 29 pieces of 8. So that's my record for now. I really appreciate y'all watching it. I'm going to be doing some more videos. I'm going to show how a multiplayer game works, and then I've also got a solo scenario set up in the Buccaneer era where we'll be playing with Robert Searle. In this game we only use 92 cards, and there's 160. So there's a whole lot of different possibilities. I hope y'all be tuning in, and thanks for your interest in SeaRovers.